All right, guys, we're back with another weather update. I'm meteorologist Michael Priante. Join with me is Brad Miller. And Brad, we have a snowstorm, but not for the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic.
No, the Northeast snow lovers are saying, what's going on here? It's going to snow in the Southeast. North Carolina, what? But yeah, that's the case here. We're going to miss this one, unfortunately, if you are a snow lover.
Yeah, unfortunately. We're going to dive into that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell icon on our channel so you don't miss out on future videos. But let's take a look and dive right in and see what the models are showing. So this is a wide country view of the GFS. This is actually the most latest run. And you can see our storm is kind of developing with some energy out in the Colorado Rockies, and then, of course, some energy in Texas. And that'll meet up and form our little storm. And there could be some southern snow, maybe Arkansas, Tennessee, northern Alabama, and
see that snow shield expand eastward, and it's going to be basically a North Carolina, Virginia snowfall here. And main reason is that area of high pressure is going to travel right there along the low, just to the north of it, and that's going to supply the cold air for those areas. And high pressure is going to keep us dry, but there again, you got snow for the southeast.
Yeah, and pretty impressive considering the fact that we've been kind of in a snow drought here in these areas down there. They don't really average that much snow at all, but you know, they get some snow, and this is how they get it.
Usually once every couple of years, they get a decent storm, and you know, most areas are probably going to be about 1 to 3 inches, but there's always those localized areas, a couple of what we call jackpot zones. You know, I wouldn't doubt somebody gets 6 inches out of this. Raleigh down towards like Rocky Mount, somewhere in that area, and not too far off the I-95 corridor down there in North Carolina.
Right, so this is the European model. Again, the same idea, high pressure keeps this from skirting north, but it's a little warmer. I think the low is a little bit off, you know, in terms of the how much cold air can actually sink into the system. Because obviously the GFS is a little colder to the coast. But then again, you know, one thing to note though, Brad, take a look at how close that is to Maryland and Delaware. That's really close.
Like I said, that area high pressure is going to protect basically from Boston all the way down through Washington, D.C. You know, I think get down towards southeast Virginia, Norfolk, you're going to probably get in some snow as well. But, you know, this is kind of and if you look at the track of the storm, it almost looks like what we have up here, a nor'easter. So I guess you can call this maybe like a sou'easter. I don't know, something, but it does the same kind of idea. It kind of skirts the coast and then goes out to sea, but it's close enough to where there's precip right along the coast.
Right. So, and finally, of course, one other model, the more of a shorter range model, the NAM, which is picking up on the snow here. Actually, let's pull up the most recent run. We can see here, precip gets in. Again, for timing-wise, this is about Thursday in the morning. Probably starts off as some rain, but cold air funnels in and changes it over to snow. Could be some heavy snow in spots, and then that lingers well into the evening on Thursday before tapering by Friday, early in the morning off maybe Hatteras. But again, watch that snow shield. That is so close to Cape May and D.C. Just to show you, the previous runs actually had some snow a little bit farther north. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, that's pretty close. You know, maybe some precip type issues, but I think for the most part, there's going to be a fine line of where that snow, because high pressure is going to keep that at bay. So wherever the Northeast probably dry, but then again, that battleground is going to be wherever you're DC on south. It could be a shift to the north a little bit. Will be the difference of nothing. You know, maybe you're as they say, they're sniffing the cirrus clouds. Or some snow.
A little bit of light snow maybe for Delaware if it does trend a little further north. But the big question in the office is, you know, does Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, end up with more snow than Philadelphia does so far this year? So,
well, they are 0.3.
Yeah, it's not
so
too hard
I mean,
to get.
there's really not.
Cape Hatteras we're talking about. Come on. It should be Cape Hatteras, but anyway.
So let's one last thing I want to show. You know, we never like to show snow maps, but we kind of want to give you an idea of kind of some potential totals, because there are a little bit of there's a varying degree in terms of the amount of totals with this. So we'll start off with the GFS and kind of see what it's doing here with the snowfall totals, and you know, going into this, you know, again, this is, you know, it has a decent amount. It has some those are some 7-8 amounts here in eastern
Probably
North
a little
Carolina.
bit overdone, but there's always that jackpot area.
There's always going to be somewhere.
That pocket of heavier snow, right, where the storm kind of pivots and sits over the same area for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So we'll
Right.
see.
Looks like a general 2 to 5, 3 to 6 for areas. I think the European, if I'm not mistaken, is a little bit less because again it was a little warmer. So yeah, you can see that there's really no jackpot here. Some decent snow out, of course, in Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains.
Mountains, yeah.
Yeah, they could probably see some snow out of that too. But again, even though 5 inches, I mean we're not talking 8 or 9, but that 5 inches is still
Eastern North Carolina. That's like a blizzard up here.
Yeah, so, but again, things are going to change. Now, the last model is probably the most overdone model, is the NAM, and it's
always the coldest.
It's
so
the
it's
coldest.
gonna have the most snow.
It always overdoes the snowfall, and of course, it has, what is that, over a foot of snow,
yeah.
which, again, this is probably worst case scenario, overdone, very cold. If more cold air gets sunk into the system, it's probably a little bit more. But I think if you take a blend of the European and the GFS, I think you're at a safe spot. The NAM is probably way overdone. So I know you're probably seeing all these maps online of over a foot of snow in Hatteras, but
It's not gonna happen.
no, I think
much.
no. I mean, I could see maybe some places see locally 6 or 7, but yeah, foot is going to be tough unless you get more cold air in this system. So. But we'll be keeping an eye. It's going to be Thursday in the morning through the rest of the day. So, of course, we have a couple clients in Virginia at the office that we monitor, and we'll be keeping an eye on how the system is developing. But that's all we have for today's
Wait, no,
video.
we got to wait.
Oh,
Snow
one
lovers.
more?
Hold on, we're not done yet.
Oh, we have one more, do we? Oh, that's right.
Something could happen. We're watching something for the Northeast for next week. We don't like the hype storms, of course, but there has been a trend towards a signal for a storm middle of next week. Again, all the models have a storm. Question is, where is it going to be? Is it going to be on the coast? Is it going to be inland? Or is it going to be out to sea? But the signal is there on all the major models right now that's showing possible rain, snow kind of potential next Wednesday into Thursday. So something we'll definitely watch as we go into next week.
So let's let's show two models, because one is showing a decent system and one is showing the other more familiar track that we've seen this year. So of course this is the GFS, and if you go, we have to pull in the older run because the newer run's actually still coming in, but it gives you the idea here. So this is about Wednesday. Or no,
first
Tuesday.
Storm is more of a rainy, warmer storm, but then as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, there it is.
There it is, and yeah, I mean, just look how close that is, and that's probably a little bit of snow in eastern PA. But again, the previous runs still had a storm out. I think it was more of a that's
inland,
another solution. It cuts well inland.
But then the Euro though has been actually a colder solution here, and even just the 12s he just came in, and it definitely has some kind of that's the first
storm.
Tuesday.
But then
comes the Wednesday night, Thursday one, and you can see it's a lot colder. Stronger too.
It is stronger.
So that may help to produce a little bit more on the wintry side.
But even if this doesn't, come to fruition, this does set up a little bit of a colder pattern heading into March, and maybe the storm track gets a little active still, and maybe we'll have another shot or two of maybe a chance for Philly to get over an inch of snow, maybe.
Yeah, still February. We still got the chance.
know, and sometimes we get these sneaky March storms.
Remember, the big superstorm was in '96 in March. We I think went back in '93 in March. There were several in March, of course. So,
of course.
Don't give up yet.
No, don't give up yet. So now we can end the video up, Brad. I think after we've gave a little bit of a teaser here for next week. Of course, we'll update you on that potential next Tuesday, depending on whether things have changed or not. I do suspect a lot of things will change. Make sure you follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Again, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And as always, you can check us out at weatherworksinc.com. We'll see you here next week.